All right, everyone, this is going to be an educational video. So let's get into it. I really don't know how to sound professional. I should really put on some music here. Long ago, longer than when Lil Kim got that fucked up surgery, niggas were drawing on rocks. Because before social media and all the BBLs, niggas were carving shit into rocks for art. Okay, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. I'm just gonna show you some tips and tricks on anatomy. First up is eyes. Eyes can be just about any shape, but you have to think about the placement and where it holds. The eye shape specifically can really be anything. You can go for a more rounder shape or a more slender shape. It all really depends on the race you're drawing, but it can also depend on the art style. You can see here where I'm just doing something very simple, and I'm also choosing to go by a more rounder face, and I'm choosing to do slim eyes and also a slight monolid. Also, a little side note, the reason why I said slight monolid is because I actually plan on shading this and making it more detailed, but this is like a little sketch. You can see where I'm placing the ears near matching the eyebrows, the nose, and the lips, because every little detail counts. Because in order for the eyes to really have that certain type of proportionate feature, it has to line with the nose, eyebrows, ears, and mouth. I personally believe to make this method easier is to break it down in certain shapes that you can easily recognize. This is more of a math type thing, and if you're really bad at math, I feel like this can kind of help a little bit, because this is not particularly geometry, but art nonetheless does kind of require math. But if you want to do it in a simple, easy way, I do believe this is the most easiest way you can do it. You can see here where I'm going with a soft almond shape, like a leaf. When you think about eyes, I feel like my go-to is to think of maybe a lemon shape or kind of a leaf shape. You can also see where I'm using the liquefy tool to kind of adjust it to my liking and make sure everything's correct. And you can see where I'm drawing another line that shows I'm making a little crease for the eye. And you can see that I'm using the stabilizer tool a little bit to make it at least a little bit more cleaner for the line art. And you can see here where I'm making the eyelid and I'm drawing downwards eyelashes, because especially when people wear mascara, it curls their eyelashes up. But these are just regular eyelashes that haven't been curled, so they're facing downwards. And I'm also making this character specifically look down. And when eyes look down, the iris and the eyelashes are kind of facing down, because the head is also tilting when the eyes face down. You can see here where I'm drawing the iris and the pupil. Looks kind of scary right now, but you can see where I'm also using the liquefy tool again to just really adjust some things. And I'm also drawing my eyebrows because I like drawing eyebrows. To be honest, I think there's only a few characters I've drawn without eyebrows, and that was the character from Death Note, and that was really about it. I don't think there's any other characters I haven't drawn without eyebrows, unless it's, the character from Death Note, which is L. You can see here where I'm kind of debating on what type of nose I want to really match the eyes, I guess, because I do believe that when it comes to certain features, all of it just really matches together. I was thinking about making a cleft nose, as you call it. I wanted to make some representation for people with those type of disabilities, but I decided to make kind of a long and big nose instead. I do plan on making a cleft nose. I think that's how you say it, because it's either a cleft nose or it's something else. Please correct me if I'm incorrect about that one. But for now, I plan on making a long and big nose, because I've just really been drawing wide noses lately, and I wanted to make a long and hooked nose. But you can see here where I'm just checking the precision, and yeah. This is another way you can probably draw eyes if you really want to try side profiles. Side profiles are kind of tricky. Side profiles can also vary depending on the art style and the shape of the skull, nose, and lips. You can see here where I'm just, adjusting things because the liquefy tool is literally my best friend because I literally adjust everything on there. I also do believe when it comes to side profiles, it can be kind of hard to match the side profile with like the full front face because when you're drawing like a long nose from the front, it doesn't particularly look long, but when you do it from the side, you can see it a lot more. And you can also see here where I'm debating on how the nose should really be because I was like debating on a long nose, a hooked nose, and honestly, it was just kind of a mess here, but you can see where I'm matching the lines with the other one that I did so it can all connect together. You can see where I'm rounding out the shape because the frontal face I made is round, so I have to make the side profile look round. And you can see here where I'm trying to adjust the skull shape, the nose shape, and I'm making everything line together. When it comes to side profiles, I think the major issue people kind of have an error on is the jawline because the jawline doesn't connect fully when it comes to drawing. You draw the chin and then downwards to the neck and then the ear and then another line on top of that. Again, like I said, the liquefy tool is basically my best friend. I just basically adjust things because I'm kind of an indecisive person and I like to just adjust everything really. And you can see here where I'm making the chin a little bit longer so that way I can make it more rounder. And you can see here where I'm finishing some things up, kind of just looking back at the frontal and the side profile to make sure it at least looks, right. And I'm drawing the ear, which is basically like a C shape, and I'm making the jaw like really softer because it has a round face, and round faces don't have like a sharp jawline. You can also see where I'm drawing the eye right here. And really, when it comes to an eye from the side, it can be kind of different, especially if the person's like giving like a little side eye or something, but I'm making this character just look facing forward. And like I said before, when it comes to eyes that don't like have naturally curled eyelashes, they feather, if that's the word, feather downward, I guess. You can see where I'm also making the same eyelid, and I'm doing the eyebrows because when the eyebrows from the side, it's a bit more arched up because of the face. And you can see here when I'm adjusting the skull a bit because like I said, everyone has a unique side profile, and I'm finishing up the jawline a little bit, and yeah, that's about it. You can see here where I'm also trying some other versions. This one I'm doing more rounder eyes and also eyes that are a little bit far apart because like I said, people with far apart eyes naturally exist. And you can see here where I'm going for more so a rounder lemon shape, and you can see where I'm just adjusting it nicely in place. And you can see where this time I'm making the eyelashes more naturally curled up. You can also see where I'm adjusting a few things, and I'm making the eyelid, and I'm making a slight eye I can't fucking pronounce the shit, but you understand what I'm trying to talk about. You can see where I'm also doing the iris and the pupil, and I'm just copy and pasting and adding it to the other eye. And you can see where I'm like trying to make it look not really that weird looking and trying to make it look less creepy because the pre-render is always the most scariest. You can see here where I'm making another sample, and this time I'm going to make the eyes more slender. My main focus was to try and draw eyes that are not only slender but really represented people with high cheekbones, because high cheekbones and slender eyes is like a very well-known ethnic feature. You can also see where I'm trying to just make it really subtle and I'm not trying to go like really extreme. I'm adding a few upwards eyelashes, the second crease, along with the eyelid that's slightly going upwards. I'm also drawing a few bottom lashes along with the under eye. I'm just adding the finishing touches along with the iris and pupil. And like I said, I'm trying not to make it look super duper crazy and making sure everything lines up. I have no idea why I'm using episode as a reference, but when I was trying to search up slender eyes, this came up for some reason. But I mean, it is actually kind of accurate, and I was trying to show that, like, especially when a character is like looking to the side, their eyes kind of look more cat-like. I guess that's why people call it like cat-shaped eyeliner when they're doing like eyeliner on people with like slim eyes. And this one's pretty helpful too. It's showing like a diagram of how the eyes align, especially people with slender eyes. When it comes to round eyes and the placement of it, it's about the same. It's just a slight change in like circles and triangles if you're thinking mathematically. And you can see here where I drew round eyes, slightly slanted eyes, and slanted eyes. When it comes to drawing eyes, I feel like the most easiest thing is to really like use guidelines like the ones that I used. Just like a line across the face, kind of map out the nose, mouth, and eyebrows, because if you really want to learn how to draw a face, you know, proportionately correct, I feel like just knowing the guidelines and the graphing first can really help out. But I mean, that's really all I have to say. Just really lemon shapes, leaf shapes, and a whole bunch of references can really help out. So I hope this video kind of helps a few people when it comes to like, you know, anatomy on the face. But yeah, that's about it.